here on 98.7 FM with Foster the People. Gentlemen, thanks for taking the time to hang out today.
Thank you.
How's the time so far been for you in South by Southwest?
It's been amazing.
Sweaty. Sweaty, hot, loud highlights so far?
Just running around. We've been playing a bunch of shows, you know, it's been cool, like just having people sing back lyrics to us and you know, barely missing bikers with our band. That's been kind of the highlight. We've almost hit a couple people, but we didn't.
I actually got to see you guys yesterday at Cedar Street,
oh, nice.
And I had a really cool perch. I was like right above you, and I looked down and I counted 7 keyboards. Talk to me about the keyboard situation with Foster the People. Who wants to cover?
Oh man, it's one of those things that it's kind of been a work in progress trying to figure out how to translate our music live, and we need a lot of gear to do it.
Yeah,
and a lot of keyboards.
And a lot of keyboards.
A lot of keyboards.
I was blown away. It was actually the first time I got a chance to see you, and of course right now you guys are doing the 98.7 FM Artist in Residency for the month of March, and you're LA natives. But shout out high schools, like neighborhoods. Where are you guys all from?
Well, actually, none of us are LA natives. Like I feel like I'm a veteran now because I've been there for more than 3 years. If you're there for more than 3 years, you're basically there longer than anybody else, like 90% of people. But no, I grew up in Cleveland. He grew up in Orlando. He grew up in San Diego.
Okay.
But yeah, we all live in LA. We've all lived there for.
What part of LA are you?
I live downtown. He lives like where the Watts riots were. And
he lives in the towers?
South Central, yeah.
And he lives in Tranny Central.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Hollywood. Nice.
Santa Monica.
Where in San Diego are you from?
I grew up in Encinitas.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nice. You look like a San Diego boy. I lived in Ocean Beach for years, so. Yeah, how did this whole thing come together? How did Foster People come together? You guys seem to have just blown up overnight. How did you guys all become Foster the People?
Well, it kind of started off as like a solo project. Like I'm a songwriter and just kind of lived in the studio for years, just writing songs and stuff. And had played in other bands before and stuff, and just kind of was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be a solo artist. And then eventually, like I was just like, man, like I have these like good friends that were playing in other bands and stuff, and just kind of time to put another band together. And so I called up Mark and we started jamming together, and then called up Covey and brought him in, and we're like, let's do this together. And that's, you know, Foster the People was birthed.
And I want to talk about Pumped Up Kicks, of course, which is the single that's blowing up at 98.7. It gets a ton of requests. Every time it comes on, the phone blows up. Who is that? Who is that? It's one of those songs where you listen to and you love it, you hear, you get the hook, and then all of a sudden you start listening to the words going, wait a minute, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah.
About outrunning bullets and all sorts of stuff. What's the inspiration behind Pumped Up Kicks?
I mean, it's kind of about youth violence, you know. It's kind of about like American youth, I guess, just isolation and things that I think that kids are dealing with, you know, in the last decade that, I don't know, before that, you know, you never really saw kids losing their minds like that. So that was kind of just like burdening me and stuff, and I wanted to write a song about it, but, you know, I didn't want to talk about, I kind of wanted to get into the head of a kid that loses his mind and goes on a rampage. And, I mean, similar to like, you know, like what Truman Capote did with like In Cold Blood, or, you know, I don't know, it's just like, I liked writing character.
Was there a particular incident or news story that triggered the song, the lyrics?
Gosh, I think there was actually. I think something happened. That stuff happens so often now that it's like, you know, it just happens.
I mean, of course,
so
the Columbine, and
yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, there's a lot. It happens like every year now. So I mean, it's just kind of like it was on my mind. It's on my heart to write about it, and like I don't know, that's just what came out.
All right. Well, I'm going to get to know Foster the People a little bit better. We're going to go back. I want to just kind of run down the line. I'm going to ask some short answer questions. First piece of music you ever bought with your own money? We'll start down here.
First piece of music. Well, I remember the first record I stole from my dad. It was Rubber Soul by the Beatles. That was definitely a huge turn on to music for me.
Ace of Base, baby. First CD I ever bought.
And you saw the sign.
I did see the sign.
And it opened up your mind.
It did.
Honestly, man, that was my first too.
Really?
It was Ace of Base. I remember like being in 4th grade, like with a tape player, riding my bicycle around the neighborhood, just listening to Ace of Base, like on a Walkman or whatever. It was amazing.
Tape.
First live show you ever saw?
I don't know.
First concert.
Beck. Mellow Gold.
Nice.
My first live show was actually the band Live.
Beach Boys.
Favorite LA venue to go see music, to go watch music? We'll start down. I'm sorry. We'll start down here again.
Largo.
Yeah?
At the Coronat, yeah.
El Rey is the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say El Rey or Troubadour.
Favorite Margarita in Los Angeles or in and around Los Angeles?
Our managers. He makes a mean margarita.
That is very true. Yeah, I think just straight up margarita on the rocks with salt. Gotta have salt.
Yeah.
The was it El Coyote on Sunset?
Yes.
They make good margaritas. Or oh man, what's that place on Sunset? The Cabo Cantina. That's a good margarita. You know what I'm talking about? Sweets are in
Yep,
Sunset.
yep.
It's a good margarita.
Most embarrassing stage moment ever. Whether it's with Foster the People or maybe as a kid or anything that happened where you're just like, oh my god, I hope there's no video of that anywhere.
When I peed my pants.
That's the second like bodily function answer I've heard to that question. At least there wasn't crap your pants like the guy in the Deers.
Limousines or Deers?
I don't want to call anybody out. It wasn't the Deers, but someone crapped his pants. Where did...
Unfortunately, it wasn't on stage. It was on the stage of a classroom behind everybody. Second grade, I peed my pants in class. It's a long story, but yep.
Another time.
I'm gonna be the third one to say bodily functions, but I passed some mean gas on stage before, and I wouldn't say it'd be embarrassing because I'm not usually embarrassed about that, but it was one of those things where every person in the band, it wasn't this band, but every person in the band looked back and was like, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was I was on like after I graduated high school, where my mom was like, I'm gonna take you on a cruise for your like graduation present to the Bahamas or whatever. And I was like, all right, Mom, sweet. So I'm like 18 in international waters, like snuck in a bottle of Bacardi or whatever, and sang karaoke in front of this girl that I was trying to impress on the cruise. And I sang Let It Be, and every time I got to the chorus, my voice cracked. I couldn't hit the high note, and it was in front of her and her mom, and it was just awful, man. But I had to like finish the song, and so yeah, didn't work out with her.
Did you get the girl?
No, I didn't get the girl.
Fill in the blank. I cannot go on tour without my...
It's cool, you're short.
Pillow.
My underwear.
Yeah, it sounds like you might need to shit.
Baby powder.
Oh, that's a good one. The first thing I do when I get off tour, when I'm back home, is...
Sleep.
Surf.
Play FIFA soccer on Xbox.
Foster the People, where are you guys going to be next? We're at South by right now. Obviously, you got a bunch of shows. Who are you looking forward to seeing? Are there any bands in particular you're hoping to get a moment to go check out?
Is Kenny G playing this year?
Well, I think he's at Emo's in 20 minutes. So we'll wrap up here so you can get down and see it.
I think we're all gonna try to catch the Little Dragon tonight. We're all big fans of the Little Dragon.
Okay.
We haven't had much time to catch anything else, so it's gonna be our night to do it.
Yeah, I heard Duran played. Super bummed I missed them.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, stoked to see Little Dragon.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. And then you got Coachella coming up.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Talk about that. I mean, living in SoCal last few years, that's like the epic destination. How stoked were you to find out you're going to be on that bill?
It's really surreal, It's like we've only been a band for like a year and a half, and like we were there shortly after we became a band and stuff. We were there last year, just like watching and just being like, wow, this is like epic, It's so fun. And so going this year and actually getting to play, it's like, yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to see you at Coachella. You guys, of course, are the 98.7 FM studio doors are open anytime to you guys. So
thanks, man.
Thanks again
Thank
for
you.
hanging out. And can I just get a couple? Maybe we'll be.